All right, everyone, we're going to conclude the series on Nimrod, the return of the Antichrist. I'm going to move quickly here in the conclusion, and I am going to be direct and to the point. We all know that Nimrod and Osiris are one and the same, and that Osiris is worshipped as the sun god. We know that Nimrod married his mother, Semiramis, and she is also known as Isis, and Ishtar, the goddess of fertility, and she is known as the Queen of Heaven. I want to get back real quick to Mary worship and the Catholic faith. They kneel before a graven image, a statue of Mary, and they pray to Mary. I want to take everyone back in time to 1917, Portugal, Spain, Fatima. Now, for a period of time, there were 3 shepherd children that say they seen an apparition, and they referred to the vision that they seen that spoke to them as the lady, the Queen of Heaven. Now, the lady, the Queen of Heaven, told them that to gather everyone around, that she would give them a sign from heaven. And this was to occur in October 1917, October 13. Now, why, of all dates, would the lady, the Queen of Heaven, pick the date of the 13th? Well, just to remind everyone, Osiris, Nimrod, worshipped as the sun god. Now, this is an actual photograph of what took place, and there were between 30,000 and 100,000 people that witnessed this event. All right, I'm going to show you the actual newspaper clipping. What happened is it was raining, and the people were there, 30,000 up to 100,000, along with the newspaper, the press. They were standing in mud. They were soaking wet when they looked up to the sky, and the dark clouds cleared, and the sun appeared. It wasn't as bright as it normally was, and it began to spin. And it began to spin out of control, and a different aura of colors were surrounding the sun, and then the sun started to do a spiral and zigzag as if it was coming to the earth. Now, I want to tell everyone, this happened on the 13th, a satanic number in October, and now the Roman Catholic Church declared this a miracle, that was the Virgin Mary. People of the Catholic faith, I love you. You need to wake up. Yahweh does not work in this fashion. He does not work like that. Just the fact that the sun did this spiral, the spinning, began to spin out of control and zigzag to the ground, and you've got this lady, the Queen of Heaven, causing the sun to come down. See to it that you are not deceived. Satan is behind this. The false prophet, the Antichrist, will work miracles. This was no miracle, believe me. Now, let's go and find the tomb of Nimrod. I want to take you first to the Hall of Records. I'm going to put the link to this below. I'm talking fast. I want to get through this. I want to get this over with. All right, and you will have this link going back to Egypt, the pyramids at Giza, and this is on the Hall of Records. I want to show you where Osiris, Nimrod, his tomb has been discovered. Let's move ahead.
The total size, if you add the length, width, and height, is about 91 royal cubits. And you can see that we have 5, 7, and all of the numbers to the right-hand side that match all of our distances. So again, the Lost Papyrus on the left-hand side, and the Tomb of Seker, the 5th hour of the Amduat on the right-hand side, showing us the Tomb of Seker. Also in the 4th hour of the Amduat, we figured that the Tomb of Osiris is the actual 4th hour of the Amduat, as the figure on the left-hand side matches the drawing on the right. And let's go back quickly to Thutmose of the Third Tomb, and we have the Tomb of Osiris moving to the Tomb of Seker, and from the Tomb of Seker to the 8th hour tomb. Note too that the hours go from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 7. Again, 5 and 6 are bypassed, just like we believe that 5 and 6 are bypassed as far as unity waves go. So there might be a connection there as well. overhead shot of the Giza Plateau again, moving from the Sphinx to the west, to the Hall of Records, and then again west to the 8th hour tomb. Pentagrams, and the Vitruvian Man, and Da Vinci, and the pentagrams throughout the Egyptian art, as noted here in our 3 diagrams. And of course we have our large pentagram that we've made using the key points, including the Hall of Records, the 8th hour tomb, our pathway that...
So I'm going to cut it right here. This is showing you where they have uncovered the tomb of Osiris, and it's involved with pentagrams. Wake up, people. Now I want to touch on what everybody today is talking about, Barack H. Obama being the Antichrist. Now let me cover this real quickly, because all roads lead back to Rome. I want to remind everyone that Barack Obama, being the President of the United States, there is someone behind the scenes who really runs this country. And I'm sorry, Barack Obama follows orders from the powers that be. He is just a puppet. He is not well liked around the world. People in the United States of America, sure, are not happy with this man. Do you think that people around the world, in Afghanistan, look at the drone strikes and all the children that are being killed? He is not the most popular man on the planet in the United States of America or anywhere around the world. You think China is singing his praises? You think Russia is singing the praises of this man? He does not fit, I'm sorry, any of the attributes of the Antichrist. Through my extensive research, the only close resemblance I could maybe find with a connection between Barack Obama and the Antichrist is I'm looking through more history of what happened with Cush, the father of Nimrod, and Nimrod. It is believed, I'll put the link to this below, that the father of Nimrod, Cush, was, and you know, there's a lot of history behind this. You're doing a lot of research. So I'm going to leave that up to you, that the father of Nimrod was a black man. And that when Nimrod went in to conquer on the land of Shinar, he did so by way of Ethiopia, and many believe that Nimrod as well was a black man. But once again, I want to remind everyone that Barack H. Obama, he is half white and half black. Now, a lot of people today are looking at, and you know, I'm not putting anyone down or anyone's videos down, but the Antichrist spirit is alive in the world today. And Satan is doing whatever he can to lead you in all different directions. They are making a strong comparison, and there is, between Barack H. Obama, his wife, his children, with Akhenaten and Akhenaten's family. There is a strong resemblance, but I want to remind everyone, Akhenaten, his reign was short-lived. He did nothing special. He didn't leave much of any mark in the world. He has no ties in with end-time prophecy, with the scriptures. Akhenaten really didn't accomplish much of anything. If they were identical twins and a match, what is the connection with Barack Obama, Akhenaten, and the Antichrist? There is none. Barack H. Obama was not and is not the most popular man anywhere in the world today. He's not even a good leader. I fear if World War III broke out, they'd have to get him out of there and get someone that could really handle the situation. And I'm sorry, emotions run wild, but he does not fit any of the attributes of the Antichrist. All roads lead back to Rome. So with that said, let me take you to John Paul II. Now, back in 2011, they exhumed the body of John Paul, Pope John Paul II, for a beatification ceremony. There is something about the coffin. He is well preserved, just as Nimrod, Osiris, was. His body is well preserved, and there's something about the making of the casket that he was put in and the tomb. There's some symbolism going on. That body is well preserved, and they took his blood in vials, and they did what's called a beautification ceremony, a blood ritual. Why do they have the blood of a dead Pope, Pope John Paul II's blood, on display during this process? This was in 2011. Just like Nimrod, Osiris, they uncover the tomb. Then the body comes up missing. In 2012, a backpack that contains the vial of Pope John Paul II's blood is stolen in Italy. And it's missing for some time. Backpack containing vial of Pope John Paul II's blood stolen in Italy. And then it suddenly reappears. Now, we have right now, I'm watching my time, we have right now Pope Benedict the 16th is resigning and hasn't made it official. We got to look at the prophecies of Malachi that the very next pope will be Petrus Romanus, the last pope, the false prophet. Now, I'm not saying that John Paul II will be the Antichrist, but all roads do lead to Rome. Barack H. Obama is not the Antichrist. Now, how will Nimrod return? I'm going to talk to you about this because Nimrod is the Antichrist, but how will they resurrect him? You got to remember what Scripture says. He once was, and he was no more, then he was again. I have a strong feeling that it will happen some way by means of, with the blood and the DNA of Nimrod through either nanotechnology or transhumanism, the process of a hybrid or cloning. Someone will take on that blood of Osiris, Nimrod. And you know, this is very peculiar how the blood ritual took place in 2011 for a beautification process. They've got vials of the dead Pope's blood, and they put it on display. And then the blood comes up missing. Whoever the Antichrist will be Nimrod, resurrected. Satan likes to imitate everything that Yahweh does. And I want to remind everyone that Pope John Paul II, he was a very large man. He was a very large man, stout, with a rather large physique. I'm not saying that the resurrected body of Pope John Paul II will be the Antichrist, but wouldn't that just shock the entire world? Nimrod will come back. It's just how will he come back? And Satan has to possess the body of a resurrected Nimrod. And how will this happen? We're going to have to wait, because we're going to know, and as soon as we know officially, that's when the church will be removed. But I just wanted to present this to everyone. Right now, as far, we're looking at Prince William, Prince Charles, we're looking at Barack Obama. My closest, from all my research, takes me, all roads lead back to Rome, and how Satan has infiltrated Rome, the Vatican, the Catholic Church. Pope John Paul II really may just be resurrected through the stolen blood, nanotechnology, transhumanism, cloning. Whether it's him or not, it is not Barack H. Obama. Let's not fall for any of the deception. He doesn't fit the bill. But Nimrod will return. It's just who will it be? Thank you for watching this series. I will do a follow-up video later and answer all of your questions. Yah bless.